The story behind the song, Count Your Blessings. Johnson Oatman Jr., born April 21st, 1856, was a citizen of Lumberton, New Jersey. His dad was a local merchant and just happened to be the best singer in town with a rich, powerful voice. As much as he longed to, young Johnson could not sing as well as his father. For a time, he worked in the family business, but soon gave up those opportunities and became a minister in the Methodist churches. At 36, he realized that he did, without question, have a musical talent after all. He could write songs for other Christians to sing. So every year, some 200 songs flowed from his pen. He eventually had written 5,000 songs and was happy that in his musical compositions, he had found a way to preach the gospel. It was said that no hymnal seemed complete unless it had at least one or two of his songs. All of the songs Oatman wrote, he seemed to claim as his own favorites, No Not One and Higher Ground. However, people everywhere seemed to adopt another of his very special songs, Count Your Blessings, written in 1897. Almost immediately, it began its journey. Gypsy Smith, a famous evangelist of yesteryear, said of this song, "Men sing it, boys whistle it, and women rock their babies to sleep to it." All too often, in this land of plenty, it is easy to lapse into a state of ingratitude, taking for granted all of the blessings and comforts we enjoy. During those times, we should, with sincerity of heart, count our blessings. This evening, we share this song with you from the home of a young woman who spread the hope of the gospel just by singing it.
It was the day before Thanksgiving. In her kitchen, young Margaret Lane was preparing the Thanksgiving dinner, the first one in her pretty home over which she had come to preside but a short 6 months before. The turkey was already in the baker, and her nimble fingers were busy fashioning a plum pudding. Her heart was so light that almost unconsciously she burst into song. The room was small and the day warm, so she had left the door partly open, and her sweet voice floated out into the street. A man passing by paused to listen.
The man passed on, but the words seemed to ring in his ears. A cynical smile curled his lips. "Count my blessings indeed," he murmured. "I wonder what they are. I presume that sweet little singer there would say my wealth, but it has never bought me one happy moment, not one." Then, someway, it seemed to him that the pages of his life swept back, and he saw again a fair face bend above him. A face so pure it might have been an angel's. His whole life had been softened by her influence. Surely he must count the memory of a Christian mother among his blessings. There was another, too, way back in his younger day, a tiny daughter nestled in his arms, but not for long. God took them from the sorrow here to the joy over there. Yet the happiness of those short months was very dear to him. His face grew thoughtful. Was it not a blessing to have such treasures of heaven? Tears came to his eyes that had long been strangers to them, as the meaning of the song seemed to be brought home to him, and he said, "I will arise and go to my father." Then Margaret sang on.
The woman across the street shut the door with a slam. Little she knows about it. Wait until she has to work as I do, and she won't find time to sing or count her blessings. But the words of her song were with her. Burdened she surely was, for her health was not very good, and there were 3 little ones to do for. And yet count your blessings, name them one by one. The words came to her in spite of the closed door, and she smiled grimly as she thought, Tom is well and has plenty of work. That is one, I suppose, and does not spend his money for strong drink as some do. Then our home is paid for, and the children are well and good to help me. A look of surprise came over her face as she wondered if there was so much for her to be thankful for after all. The words of the song held a new meaning for her, and she found herself trying to hum the air as she went about her many tasks.
A young girl heard the words as she hurried to school. I believe I needed just those words to set me right, she thought. I am afraid I was envious this morning because Mabel has such a beautiful new suit and I must wear my old one. I was cross about it too, and it will worry Mama, for she's doing all she can for me. And her face paled as she thought, Mabel has no Mama. I am sure she would be willing to wear old clothes if she could just have her dear mother to share it. I will never worry her again, and I will tell her so at noon, too. And she passed into the schoolroom.
It will not be long either, murmured a poor old woman as she toiled painfully along. The end is not far off, and my greatest blessing is that it is so. I was feeling discouraged this morning to think my master kept me waiting so long. But he knows best. He will help me and comfort me till the end. I am glad I heard the singer. God bless her. The pudding was finished, and so was the song, and Margaret with a high heart began putting the kitchen to right, not knowing that while she sang, 4 souls had been brought nearer to their Maker, and that on the morrow each would return thanks for blessings overlooked in the hurry of the world, and until a song heard by chance set them right. Was it really chance, or was it part of God's divine plan? Who can say?